For thousands of years, the world lived by a simple, unwritten rule. The man goes out into the storm, fights the wolves, and brings home the meat. In exchange, the woman makes that house a home and stands by him with loyalty and respect. It was a trade of lives. But today, if you look around, you see more men than ever before who are refusing to go out into that storm. They have the money, they have the strength, but they are choosing to use it only for themselves. They are staying in their own apartments, buying their own toys, and keeping their hearts behind a locked door. Is it because men have become weak? Or is it because the prize for their sacrifice has been taken away while the price of the sacrifice has gone up? Today, we are going to look at why the modern man is no longer willing to bleed for a relationship, why the hero has gone on strike, and what this means for the future of love and family. I'm not here to impress the crowd. I'm here for that person that is quietly rebuilding their lives brick by brick. I'm here to break down the psychology most people ignore. If you're someone who wants to understand patterns instead of repeating them, you belong here. Subscribe if you value clarity over ego. Drop a comment and bring your perspective. Strong conversations build stronger minds. No blame, no bitterness, just awareness, discipline, and growth. To understand why men are pulling back, we have to talk about the psychology of the trade. Every human being has a mental scale. On one side of the scale, we put our effort, our time, our money, and our protection. On the other side, we put the reward. For a man, the reward isn't just a pretty face, it's peace, respect, and a partner who actually values his work. In the modern world, many men look at their mental scale and see that it is completely out of balance. They feel that if they give 100%, they might only get 20% back, or worse, they might be discarded the moment a better option appears on a dating app. When the risk of a deal is too high, the brain tells you to stop trading. This is a survival instinct. Another big reason is the loss of the provider shield. In the past, when a man provided for a woman, she looked at him as a hero. Today, society tells women that they don't need a man for anything. They can get the money from a job and the protection from the government. While this has given women freedom, it has removed the incentive for men to sacrifice. Psychologically, if you tell a man, "I don't need you," he hears, "I don't value you." And if he isn't valued, he will not sacrifice. Men do not climb mountains for people who tell them that the mountain isn't that high. They climb for people who see the sweat on their brow and say, "Thank you for what you do." Let's look at a story about a man named Robert. Robert was a man who believed in the old way. He worked 60 hours a week in construction to buy a beautiful home for his girlfriend Megan. He didn't buy himself new clothes and he didn't hang out with his friends. He sacrificed everything to build a nest. But Megan lived in the world of social media. Every day she saw videos of women being told they were queens who deserved to be traveled and pampered. She didn't see Robert's hard work as a gift, she saw it as the bare minimum. She eventually left him because he was too busy working and didn't give her enough excitement. The negative outcome for Robert was a total loss of purpose. He realized he had spent his best years building a house for someone who didn't even respect the calluses on his hands. He lost his home in the breakup and fell into a deep depression. He became a man who refused to even buy a coffee for a woman on a date. He became bitter. His mistake was sacrificing for utility. He gave to a person who only loved what he did, not who he was. He learned that in the modern world, a man who gives everything to a woman before checking her character is a man who is building a castle on sand. Have you ever felt that your hard work was being treated like nothing? Like you were just a paycheck with a heartbeat? Tell us in the comments, how did that change the way you look at relationships? This leads us to the hyper-competition of the modern world. Because of the internet, a man is no longer competing with the guys in his town. He is competing with every perfect man on Instagram. Many men feel that no matter how much they sacrifice, they will never be enough to keep a woman's attention. They feel like they are in a race where the finish line is constantly being moved further away. Instead of running a race they can't win, they are choosing to sit down. They decide that if they can't be the best, they will at least be peaceful alone. This is the opt-out pattern. It isn't laziness, it's a refusal to play a game where the rules are rigged against the average man. For women, it is important to understand the psychology of respect. A man's fuel is not love, it is respect. If a man feels that you are constantly looking for a better version of him, his desire to sacrifice for you will die. He will start to keep his money in his own pocket and his feelings in his own heart. He is protecting himself from the emotional tax of being replaced. In the red pill observation, we call this guarding the resources. A man will only pour his water into a cup he knows isn't leaking. Now let's look at a story of growth. A man named Thomas. Thomas saw what happened to men like Robert. He saw the burnout of men who gave too much. So Thomas decided to become a selective giver. He worked hard and built a great life, but he kept it small. He didn't lead with his money. When he met a woman named Sarah, he watched her closely. He didn't sacrifice his time or his money right away. He waited to see if she was a giver too. He looked for signs of loyalty and peace. The positive outcome was that Thomas found a woman who didn't want him for his utility. Because he didn't bribe her with sacrifice, he knew her love was real. Once they built a foundation of trust, Thomas wanted to sacrifice for her. He built her a beautiful life, but he did it because she had proven she was on the team. The positive outcome wasn't just the relationship, it was the safety Thomas felt. He learned that a man's sacrifice is a sacred resource. You don't give it to everyone who smiles at you. You give it to the one who helps you carry the load. The modern world has also changed the legal risk of sacrifice. Many men see the divorce laws and the way family courts work, and they feel that commitment is a bad contract. They see that they can sacrifice 20 years of their life to build a business or a home, only to have it taken away in a moment of unhappiness from their partner. This creates a defense mindset. A man who is playing defense cannot play offense. He cannot be a hero if he is constantly worried about being sued. To get over this, men are staying in the single zone where they have total control over their future. As we finish this first section, ask yourself, is the world asking men for old-school sacrifice while giving them modern lack of loyalty? If you are a man, are you holding back your best self because you are afraid of being used? If you are a woman, are you wondering why the men you meet seem so reserved and cold? The answer lies in the balance of the scale. To move forward, we have to look at the rewiring of the modern heart. For a long time, men were programmed to believe that their value was equal to their utility, which is just a fancy word for how useful they are to others. They were told that if they stopped providing, stopped protecting, and stopped sacrificing, they would be nothing. But today, the modern man is waking up to a new psychological reality. He is realizing that he can be something all by himself. He is finding a new kind of power that doesn't depend on a woman's approval or a society that doesn't have his back. Today, we are going to look at how men are shifting from living for the tribe to living for the truth, how to identify a high-investment partner who actually deserves your effort, and how to build a life where your sacrifice is a choice, not a chain. I don't make content for the average mindset. I make it for the ones who hold themselves accountable. If you're someone who values clarity over conflict, this channel is for you. Subscribe if you want more psychology-driven breakdowns like this. Add your thoughts in the comments. Thoughtful conversations are always welcome here. Understanding first, judgment later. A major reason why modern men are pulling back is the emotional burnout of the dating market. In the past, if a man liked a woman, he courted her, he met her family, and he built a bridge. Today, a man is expected to perform for thousands of strangers on an app. He has to have the right photos, the right height, the right job, and the right vibe. By the time he actually gets a date, his will to sacrifice is already tired. He feels like he has already worked a full-time job just to get a hello. Psychologically, this is a depletion of effort. When the cost of getting in is too high, a man has no energy left to stay in. He refuses to sacrifice because he is already exhausted from the chase. Then we have the loyalty gap. In the red pill observation, we see that modern culture encourages monkey branching, which means looking for a better man while you are still with your current one. Men see this pattern everywhere. They see it in movies, they see it on social media, and they see it in their friends' lives. This creates a permanent state of guardedness. A man thinks, why should I work 2 jobs to pay for our wedding if she is one Instagram DM away from leaving me for a guy with a private jet? This isn't paranoia, it's a risk management strategy. Men are refusing to sacrifice because they don't believe in the stability of the modern woman's heart. Let's look at a story about a man named James. James was a success story. He was 38, a lawyer, and very fit. He met a woman named Jennifer. Jennifer was beautiful and lived a very high-end life. James wanted to be her prince. He paid for her apartment, he took her on trips to Europe, and he even helped her start her own fashion blog. He sacrificed his early retirement money to give her a dream life. He thought that by being her provider, he was securing her loyalty. The negative outcome for James was a brutal wake-up call. As soon as Jennifer's blog became famous and she started meeting more successful people, she told James that she needed space to find herself. She didn't offer to pay him back, and she didn't show any gratitude for the 3 years of sacrifice he had given her. She simply upgraded to a man with more status. James realized he had been a bridge. He was the person she used to get from where she was to where she wanted to be. His mistake was sacrificing for status. He tried to buy a woman's heart with upgrades instead of values. He learned that if a woman doesn't sacrifice with you when you are building, she will not be there to celebrate with you when you are finished. Have you ever felt like you were just a step in someone else's ladder, like they were using your strength to get to a higher place only to leave you behind? Tell us in the comments, how do you vet for loyalty before you start giving your resources? Now, let's look at the power of the no. In the modern world, a man's greatest strength is his ability to say no to a bad deal. For a long time, men were shamed into saying yes to everything. Yes to high taxes, yes to expensive weddings, yes to being treated like a second-class citizen in their own homes. But the red pill awareness has given men a new language. They are realizing that they don't have to get married. They don't have to have children. They don't have to provide for someone who doesn't respect them. This freedom of choice is the reason sacrifice is disappearing. Men are realizing that a quiet life alone is better than a loud life in debt. We also see the rise of the self-sourced man. This is a man who builds his own world and invites a woman in only if she adds peace. He doesn't look for a woman to complete him. He is already complete. He has his hobbies, his male friends, and his career. Because he is whole, he doesn't feel the desperation to sacrifice his boundaries to keep a woman around. This is a shift in power. In the past, the woman held the power because she controlled the family. Today, the man holds the power because he controls the commitment. Since he doesn't need the commitment to be happy, he only gives it when the terms are fair. Let's look at a story of growth. A man named Michael. Michael was a man who used to give too much. He was a people pleaser who always ended up with women who took advantage of him. But after a very bad breakup, Michael went into a season of silence. He stopped dating for 2 years. He focused on his internal architecture. He learned how to cook, how to manage his own emotions, and how to be happy in a quiet house. He built a kingdom of one. The positive outcome was that when Michael finally met a woman named Emily, he was relationship neutral. He liked her, but he didn't need her. When Emily asked him to pay her credit card debt after only 3 months of dating, Michael calmly said no. In the past, he would have paid it to save the relationship, but this time he stood his ground. He told her, "I value my hard work and I only share it with someone who shows the same discipline." The growth was that Emily actually respected him more for the no. She realized he wasn't a pushover. She started to work harder on herself to match his level. They built a relationship where the sacrifice was reciprocal, meaning they both gave to each other. Michael learned that the right woman doesn't want a slave, she wants a leader, and a leader is someone who knows when not to sacrifice. He didn't refuse to give, he just refused to be used. The red pill truth here is about the accountability of the giver. If you are a man and you keep getting used, you must look at why you are giving so much to people you haven't vetted. You're like a man who gives his car keys to a stranger and then complains when the car is stolen. You must learn to gatekeep your sacrifice. Your time, your money, and your protection are the most valuable things on earth. Stop giving them away for free or for potential. Only give them for proven character. For the women, if you are wondering where all the protectors have gone, they are still here, but they are hidden. They are watching you from a distance to see if you are a consumer or a contributor. If you act like a consumer, someone who just wants to take, the modern man will stay single and quiet. But if you show that you are a contributor, someone who brings peace, loyalty, and your own effort to the table, you will find that a man's will to sacrifice is still the strongest force in the world. The refusal to sacrifice is not an act of hate, it is an act of self-love. It is the modern man saying, my life has value even if I am not serving someone else. It is a return to masculine sovereignty. A man who is sovereign is a man who owns himself. He chooses where his energy goes. He chooses who gets to see his soft side. And he chooses a partner based on reality, not romance. In the end, we are moving towards a world of negotiated relationships. The old automatic sacrifice is dead. In its place, we are building a world where two people sit down and ask, what are we building together, and what is the price we are both willing to pay? This is actually a higher form of love because it is based on truth and agreement instead of pressure and shame. If you are a man, use your resources to build yourself first. Become a man who is worth following. And if you find a woman who is worth leading, then and only then give her your sacrifice. But until then, stay single, stay disciplined, and stay aware. You are not a utility. You are a human being with a soul that deserves respect. The fact that you're still here tells me something about you. You don't shy away from uncomfortable truths. You sit with them, you think through them, and most importantly, you use what you learn to grow. That's rare. By watching this, you're not just consuming content, you're actively building yourself, shaping your mindset and sharpening your awareness. And in this space, you're not alone. There's a community of people committed to understanding behavior, setting boundaries, and improving themselves. If this video gave you insight, clarity, or even a small shift in perspective, subscribe and stay part of this journey. Drop a comment below and share what resonated with you, or any experience you've had that connects with this topic. I read every comment and your voice matters here. Keep challenging yourself, keep applying what you learn, keep doing the work. I'll see you in the next one.